Tommy Beck, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
This is Mark Metcalf, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio.
You are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio. Yes, Kato Kalin listens to this all the time.
Welcome to today's Boondoggle. Now here's your host. Incarceration, America's rock, metal, and tattoo festival with Slipknot. Falling in Reverse, Five Finger Death Punch. Plus Marilyn Manson, 3 Days Grace, Beartooth, Knocked Loose, Lamb of God, Parkway Drive, I Prevail, In This Moment, and so many more. Report to the Ohio State Reformatory on July 18th through 20th, 2025 to face your sentencing. 3 days of rock, tattoos, and the return of the Haunted Blood Prison. Passes for Incarceration are on sale now at incarceration.com. Zombified.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bill Bailey with today's Boondoggle, and I'm excited to be once again catching up with my friends here in Return to Dust. What's going on, guys?
Hey,
What's up, man?
what's going on? Hello.
Little different setting, than the last time we talked in that little gazebo thing at Incarceration, but excited to be catching up with you guys because so much has happened since then too. Things keep blowing up. But one thing I didn't ask you guys at that initial interview is, I was curious about the name Return to Dust. What was the inspiration for you guys?
So we're just a bunch of nerds, man. We play this game called Magic the Gathering. It's from that. If you know, you know. That's it. All
right. I thought it was going to be all philosophical, from dust to dust, when we were born, whatever. But.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of yes, but
It all kind of feeds into each other,
Yeah.
It's all it all has kind of one meaning, but they're nerds.
The idea came from the card, and then it started to take on more meanings as we thought more about it.
I love how he said they're nerds.
Yeah,
we're all nerds, but they're more nerds.
Yeah, Seb's like, I'm it's like, I don't claim the Magic the Gathering, but I do claim the Dragon Ball.
Yeah, we're all nerds.
Yeah, because I remember you're the kid, you're the youngest in the group.
Yeah.
So it's good to hear you speak up and throw some shade back at your bandmates.
Seb dishes it, bro. Let it not be mistaken if it's dished.
That's great. And then, some of your guys' earliest influences, you could hear some of it in your music, but who would you say, are some of your biggest influences in music?
I think it's different for all of us, but definitely on the first album we were listening to a lot of the big five of the grunge bands, just the STP, the Alice in Chains, the Deftones, all that stuff. Just a lot of really heavy, but also melodic and not too aggressive kind of music, and just I don't know. There's just no straight up I feel rock and roll bands that are our age nowadays. So it felt like the right path to go to just harness that kind of thing. And we weren't thinking about all this when we were coming up with the band. We were just let's play music that we like. And then it just kind of dawned on us that we're oh wait, no one else is doing this. There's something that we have kind of unique about us right now.
Yeah, definitely. And then your latest single, Bored, just the video just came out. You're getting heavy rotation on Octane. Love it. Who was the director and where was that filmed at?
But for the video?
The music video, yeah.
So the director is Jim Laveau. He's based in Phoenix. It's actually funny how that kind of turned out because we were kind of on a time crunch with it, and we were on tour in Phoenix at the time. It was 2 days prior to the Phoenix show, and we're can we even pull this off? It's 2 days in advance. Let's see what we can do. And we called him up, and he's an old buddy of our producers, who's also named Jim. Lots of Jims. And it just kind of worked out. We, there was all sorts of kind of old 90s references for the visuals, and we just it all kind of came together. And
yeah, it definitely took me back to the MTV They just like 120 minutes, you know, vibe or
Yeah.
you know, headbangers ball and stuff.
I feel like sometimes we go into music videos with a lot of ideas, like we know exactly how it's going to go. And this one was like 0 ideas. Like, let's just make it vibey. Let's just have it fit the song and just a cool, you know, not your typical performance video. But I think it came out really cool.
Yeah, it came out amazing. And then the inspiration for the song. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Dude, we were kind of, so it was between tours, and you know, me and Maddie were kind of looking for a private space to write, because you know we're kind of just crashing at a friend's house, and you know, anyone who writes songs or does like music production or anything definitely knows that your space, the privacy of your space, is very important. It's, you know, even if you're comfortable with people nearby, it can be kind of it's just a really vulnerable kind of thing. So we're just looking for privacy, and I think the closest thing we could find was this like underpass, like bridge thing, with a bunch of trash and like needles and shit on the ground. And we were like, yeah, that'll do, you know, the reverb is nice. And we were just, I don't know, we had this, you know, chord progression and this kind of melody idea. Honestly, it just feels like we kind of pulled it out of the aether, and then we sent the voice memo to our producer like pretty instantly, and then he was like, oh my god, this is so sick, like, you know, he's like, write another chorus. Like, there's already a chorus there. He's like, write another chorus, and then we did, and again, pretty much instantly sent it back. Whoa.
Oh,
that's crazy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Instantly sent it back to him, and that's kind of it. I mean, it just kind of comes from a place of, you know, kind of this limbo place. Like, between tours, we were, I mean, quite literally like bored, and it comes from a place of, at first it came from a place of like apathy and kind of numbness, I guess, and then it kind of turned into more of this song about, you know, kind of taking a chance and really just snagging the opportunities as they come in life. And so, you know, as apathetic as it feels, it's also opportunistic, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I was gonna say, there's way too much shit going on in the world for whatever that was. You know,
That was crazy.
I'm freaking out, having flashbacks here. But the new album, "Speak Like the Dead," is coming out August 1st. You guys pretty excited?
Yeah, I'll take this. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm personally really excited because these songs are cool, and I like playing them. London.
Yeah, I'm very excited to play the songs live.
That's what I'm
It's
most
super fun.
excited for. Is
Yeah.
for them to be.
So you've been
playing live.
Playing them a lot on this tour for everybody?
No.
No?
We've been playing
Played
just
2 of them.
Shine and Bored, just the ones that are out. But well, I mean, I guess we have the Summerfest coming up, and we'll be playing some new ones. But I'm just excited to play them live because they're fun to play. You know, studio, it's always like a different, like, try and make the song as best as possible. But then it's fun to translate that into live. Like, how can I make the song just like that for everyone to see live? You know, so it's pretty exciting.
Now, what's the so far, like, on this tour? Like, what's the vibe been with the fans? You know, hearing your music.
It's always hard as, like, especially opening for, you know, someone like Billy Corgan, or just like a big band that has no idea who the opener is. It's always, you know, a challenge to kind of, you know, win them over. That's always kind of, every night that's the thing, right? And so basically that, it's just, you know, I think we really have to kind of look like inward toward each other and play for, you know, obviously, like, we're playing for the audience, but we're also playing for ourselves, and we're just having fun and, like, you know, just killing the shows. And that's like, you know, truly all you can do for an audience that doesn't really know you, you know. So yeah, man.
I saw the one photo of you guys with Billy Corgan and
Yeah.
his group of people. Like,
Yeah.
how's the welcome been so far from his camp for you guys on his tour?
It's been great, dude. I mean, you know, we're obviously we're sharing a hey. we're sharing a dressing room with production. They've been, you know, nothing but super welcoming and just very accommodating and obviously we're trying to stay out of their hair as much as possible because, you know, that's important. You don't want to be a nuisance. That's bad. That's bad to do that. So yeah, man, been good vibes.
Nice. Have you guys had any chance to, like, you know, talk a little bit with Billy, pick his brain so far on this?
We've been hoping that he would give us some amp tips,
Some tone
ideas.
We were actually
Tones are so good.
we were just talking to his guitar tech, and we were like, man, do you have any tips? Because and he was saying the same thing. He was like, it's an art watching that guy with his tone. It's like, God, I want to do it. I want it.
It's like the Colonel's secret recipe for KFC,
it's
right?
like-
You know, no one
it's
can
like,
know
it's-
it. You know?
It's only him that can do it too.
Yeah.
It's I hope I saw him checking out our amps. And I'm like, please just give me some war dropping advice.
Throw me a bone. The last day of the tour.
Yeah, the last day.
You'll get your nuggets.
Last day we'll
you know?
go up to him and be like, dude, please.
Even
begging.
if he just tells us it sucks, you know.
Yeah, that's all
Tell
I
us
need.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
How does my snare sound?
Billy, it's too hard. Not a fan. Oh, it's funny.
And then, you know, like we were talking before we started recording, you know, it's just like you have a lot of big people, you know, basically like strapping the rocket ship on your guys' back and helping out, like Danny Wimmer and his crew and everything. It's like, you know, what's that been like, forming that relationship with him for you guys?
I'll take it. Yeah, good. We were pretty much on our own for the first like 4 years of having this band. Like Graham and I moved from Texas to here, and we met our producer Jim, and basically Jim was just helping us out, just, you know, navigating us through the music industry and stuff like that. So it was like last year that that we brought Danny on board and stuff, and it's just been, I mean, honestly, going super well. It's just yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I remember, I think it was it either Sonic Temple or Louder, or maybe, I think it was Sonic Temple, and just being there with like Joe and everybody in the crowd, you know, watching. Yeah, they kept talking about the whole weekend. Make sure you're here for their set. Make sure you're here for their set. And like Renee was supposed to be there too, and he overslept or whatever. But you know, I made sure. You know, I was like there hanging out with Joe and them. I was just like, okay, I see what you guys are excited about. You know,
It's
awesome.
definitely a little daunting, like having someone just believe in you that, you know, has that much, I guess, just control. You know, it's like it's a lot of responsibility, and like even when we were flying out to the first couple festivals, I was like, there's so much riding on this performance, and it makes it a little like scary. At this point, I've been able to like turn off the nervousness and be like, okay, you know, it's just
another show.
It's just
Like,
another show,
truly,
yeah.
you know.
But at the beginning, it was definitely a lot of like, I'm so terrified. Like all these people believe in us and they really want us to do well, and it's like that's scary as fuck, you know.
But at the same time, it's just like, you know, I don't think they would put their brand on something they didn't believe in. So obviously, you guys are doing your part and have delivered.
Yeah,
You know?
trying to.
Yeah. You know, it's like, and I mean, as young as you guys are too, it's just like the sky's the limit. You know, so it's like every time I get a chance to sit down and talk with you guys and, you know, catch up, man. This old man is stoked to just have a part of it. Like, you know, the rub to say I was there when, you know,
Yeah.
when I'm in the retirement home. I'm like, I know those guys. And you guys are headlining Wembley and stuff like that or whatever, you know. And they'll be like, whatever, Grandpa, get back to your room. You know?
I remember.
I saw them win. Okay.
Pepperidge Farm,
I'm
remember?
sure you did. All right. Let's get back to bed.
But like, yeah, so it's been, you know, and I think we talked before, it's just like, you know, when I was in high school and I started really getting into music and going to shows, I was watching your dad, you know, and I was like one of, you know, that it was like Richfield Coliseum, 1992 or something. This place doesn't even exist anymore, and there was this thing called Ticketron, and you know, before scalpers and jacking up prices. And I was a high school boy and was able to get third row center, dude. And it was like, you know, watching Guns N' Roses and Skid Row and stuff. And I was just like, you know, it's still to this day one of my favorite shows I've ever been to. And it's just like, then it brought me on this journey. So now to see it continuing, you know, with the new generation, man, it's like, I love it, you know.
Trying to keep it going for the next generation.
Not to make you nervous over there. I mean, usually I'm
I don't get nervous.
busting your chops about your love for ICP, but we'll leave that for. Is that like the next like pinnacle for you guys? You played all these, you know, Danny Wimmer festivals. Is Gathering of Juggalos like on the radar?
I think that's a little too much for us.
Yeah, we'll stick with Dusty's
Yeah.
right now.
We like the DWP Fest.
Yeah.
And then you said the album's coming out in August. This tour is getting ready to wrap up. Obviously, you'll be going back out to support the album. Is there anything that's been announced yet that you can talk about?
Yeah, we're going out with Breaking Benjamin and 3 Days Grace on an arena tour in late August through October.
Okay.
So it's a pretty long run. And obviously we're really excited for that. It's going to be the first time we're going to play arenas. And the album will come out, or the EP will be out. So we'll be playing all that material. And we'll get a chance to just like up the production and really like bring some new life to the show and to the music, and it'll just be really cool.
And play all these new songs live. We're gonna be, I mean, you know, we're assuming, we're not sure how long the set is. Probably be like 30 minutes. So we'll probably play most of the EP, you know, plus some songs on our self-titled. And we're just, you know, again, we're just so excited to play these songs live. I think that they kind of harness a new kind of atmosphere and vibe that that we haven't tapped into yet. I think it's a step further really into the RTD sound, and yeah, I think these songs are killer, and I think they're gonna love them. So
I know this is like asking a parent like who their favorite child is or something, but is there a particular song on the new EP that you're like most stoked to play live for an audience?
I think we haven't played it live yet, so I don't know. I can't confidently say it, but I think Abyss is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man, yeah, that's crazy. That's a hard question.
Yeah. How about you? What's one of your faves?
I like Downfall.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Downfall's good. I mean, I don't know. Shine's pretty fun to play already.
Yeah.
I like Shine. Playing that one's pretty cool.
Summer Rain.
Summer Rain.
Heavy as fuck.
Yeah. Or Bored. I mean, Bored's just fun as a song.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's really cool to just jam throughout the whole time. And then I gotta lock in for a solo and shit like that. What about you?
Yeah. I'm gonna ask about that solo,
Oh,
man.
that's fine. Yeah, it's a bitch and a half.
Give it to us. Give us a solo.
I can't do it right now. I'm not warmed up.
Yeah,
This is falling out. Hold up.
It's alright. What about you?
Disarray.
Oh yeah, Disarray.
Oh, that song.
That's a good song.
That song.
That's
yeah.
a hard song to play. But yeah.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And then, you know, I mean, looking at the future, like, I mean, every one of these tours, you're going out with a lot of these bands that have been in the industry a long time, so it's like kind of like, you know, college on wheels, I guess, for you guys, would you say? Are you like you're trying to find those tones and stuff like that? Is there like, I mean, how much of this are you guys like, you know?
Less like college, because college you're like around like your peers and you're kind of figuring it out with your peers.
Yeah, so you're like
feels
Billy
more like-
Madison or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for the other version, you're the kids in the class.
Right, yeah, we're the kids in the classroom.
Billy
but-
Madison's Billy Corgan.
Yeah, I mean, in a lot of ways, it kind of feels like. I guess it does kind of feel like school, like in the sense that, like, you know, these are very experienced bands, and it's really, really cool to see them. Like, it's amazing to see, like, Billy up there every night, and I mean, he's a legend, and, you know, we were talking about his tones earlier. He's just, like, a master at crafting the tones and a master songwriter. So it's just really cool to, like, hear these songs every night and, like, really, like, digest it over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's, again, it's kind of like going to school, because it's like this is the best example that you
Yeah.
can possibly get.
I think it would put that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what better way to learn than to see it every single night?
And like for you guys too, it's like, you know, for the longevity of this, it's like even, you know, the do's and the don'ts. You can see things maybe with certain bands you go out with and learn, okay, that's not what we want to do when we're
Yeah.
on tour, you know.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I feel like there's a lot more do's, and then you have to realize later, like, oh, it's just something I can't do. You know, like, for instance, I mean, I guess so far most of it has been like every do is like pretty much do. Like Seven Dust, when we went on Seven Dust, a big do was like, man, these guys are jumping on stage like every show. These guys are going as hard as possible. I have to do that. I mean, especially when opening up for them, it's like I have to put up that, you know, be in that same league. And then, you know, after a couple jumps and a couple shows, you're like, man, I'm not built for this. They've been doing this for years. I can't do it.
Yeah.
So, but then with Billy, it's like, man, I have to focus on my tone a lot more. I've just been plugging in, just playing my guitar. But now it's like you see it every night and you hear it every night. And you, like Graham said, you digest it and learn it. It's like he does. It's just he's a student of the craft.
You're like, I didn't even know I could do that.
Yeah, it's
you
like
know? Yeah.
you just turn down your treble and you're like, man, this sounds like a whole different guitar. Why? You know? But so yeah, there's a lot of do's and don'ts when going on tour.
And then obviously you'll continue bringing the notepad with you on the next tour.
Every time.
Yeah.
Like in Benjamin or everyone you
Totally.
guys
Yeah.
you know.
After
so.
every break, you go and you know go back in the crafting, you know.
Shed.
Yeah, in the woodshed, you go
Yeah.
work on your stuff again.
Yeah, no, and that's, I mean, you guys are at the perfect, you know, level or stage for that right now, you know. So it's just like, don't get and learn from, you know, the people that let fame and everything kind of like mess them up, and you know, keep on the straight and narrow. And I'd say the sky's the limit for you guys, you know.
Yeah.
It's like I'm 16 years sober. When I first got into this business, you know, I used to promote shows here in Cleveland, and you know, you hang out with the wrong, you know, and I, you know, there's so many mistakes I made back in the past that affected family and affected like I was promoting shows the same time that Dan Jansen, who started Incarceration, was, you know,
Yeah.
and then I got, you know, messed up in my lifestyle at that time, and Dan Jansen went and created Incarceration, and now he's teamed up with Danny Wimmer. You know, because he stayed on the right path, you know. And
Wow.
I'm proud of him, you know, and it's like, and now I'm doing what I'm doing, you know, 16 years sober, so everybody didn't throw me out, so it was good.
Yeah, I don't worry.
But, well, I want to get ready to wrap up with you guys, because I know you guys got a lot of stuff to get in the zone and get ready to kick Cleveland's ass tonight. Did you guys get a chance to, I mean, I don't know how long you've been in town, did you get a chance to go anywhere and check out like the Rock Hall or anything like that?
Really, we were actually, you're talking about the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
We were actually supposed to do a thing yesterday with them. They were having power outage issues, but yeah, we were supposed to do like a little acoustic thing over there. So we were gonna check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out.
Yeah,
check it out next time.
this
but-
crazy heat's been like messing with a lot of stuff
Yeah,
down there
yeah.
Yeah.
lately, man. But well, cool. Then real quick before we get ready to wrap up, I want to ask you, like, you know, me being retired military, I always like to send a message out, especially with things going, you know, the way they're going in the world today. You guys got any message you want to send out to the troops that are currently serving overseas?
Oh man.
First of all, thank you for your service.
Yeah.
And
War's a hard one. I don't know. Lots of mixed feelings, just about war in general. So maybe we don't have to get into it.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that we're allowed to do music in a country and pursue an art. You know what I mean? It's like your grandfather's a soldier, so that your father can be a doctor, so that you can be an artist. You know,
Yeah.
it's like, so I feel very grateful to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So thank you to everyone who allows us to do that.
yeah.
And then can I ask like one last favor from you guys then?
What's that?
Yeah, what's
I'm cutting a promo ID for the the show, just introduce yourselves and
Totally.
listening
Yeah,
to today's Boondoggle?
Yeah.
So what are we saying?
Just introduce yourselves and then say, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Okay. I'm Maddie,
I'm Graham.
I'm Seb.
I'm London.
and we'll return to dust, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
Yes! Nailed it! You guys.
Alright! Listen up! Hold on to your seats! Grab your girls, grab your beers!
What's going on? It's Tommy Beck, and you're listening to today's Boondoggle.
This is Mark Metcalf, and you are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio.
You are listening to today's Boondoggle with Bailey on Domain Cleveland Radio. Yes, Kato Kalin listens to this all the time.
Welcome to today's Boondoggle. Now here's your host.